This video is about solving and graphing compound inequalities. Let's get started. All right, these notes you'll notice are the regular Algebra 2 notes. So while this video is for both regular Algebra 2 and intermediate Algebra 2, intermediate students, you're going to notice that these do not match up exactly, but they'll work well enough so that you will be able to understand the concept and apply it to your homework. All right, first off, we're going to skip these warm-up questions and just dive right into the material. All right, so for compound inequalities, we have two different types. The first one are and inequalities, which are also called intersection. And for these, we want the overlap. This will make a little bit more sense here in just a minute when we actually start to graph one. And then for the or ones, which are also called union, we want everything. Once again, this will make a little more sense once we've graphed something. All right, scrolling down, it says graph the following compound inequalities. And these are simple enough. Compound just means that there's more than one and you're going to put them on the same graph. All right, so let's get ourselves a number line out here. And we know we need positions for -3 and 0. So if I put 0 here, -3, remember, is going to be the left of 0. That's its position. Grab my blue pen back, and let's graph the first one. X is greater than -3. So -3 is right here. We want greater than, not equal to. So open dot, and we want greater than. So this is going to go to the right. All right, next one. We want X is less than or equal to 0. So we're going to go to 0, less than or equal to. Means I want a filled in dot. And because it's less than, I want to go to the left. All right, and next here is the key point, and let me grab another color. And means I just want, my solution is only the place where these two graphs overlap. So in this case, they overlap between -3 and 0. So my answer, my final graph, is going to be a filled in dot here, an empty dot here, and the line in between them. That is my solution. That is what I'm looking for. If you're doing this for your homework, and obviously you may not have access to different colors if you're doing this on paper with a pencil, just make it very clear. Hey, I've got two graphs for my initial and the big one on top. That is my answer. All right. Next. Once again, we're going to draw our number line here. Go ahead and draw one for that one while I got the pen out. All right, and this one I'm looking at, I'm going to need positions for -3 and 2. So let's put in our +2 first. -3 is obviously going to be to the left of this. One more thing before we start graphing. In our last lesson, I mentioned that we always want to have our variable on the left. So let's go ahead and flip this guy around. Remember when you're flipping them, to keep, okay, I think of these little operators like alligators, is how I was taught. Nom, 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 nom. Okay, so we give teeth and they want to eat the bigger number. So even though I'm flipping it, it still wants to face the same direction. So it's still going to have its mouth open towards the X. All right, so I'm flipping it around. The mouth of my operator, the alligator, is still facing the X. So X is greater than or equal to 2. All right, I did not change the value of this. I just flipped it around so that I could graph it easier. Let me grab my blue pen and let's graph the first one. X is less than or equal to -3. So -3, I find it right here, less than or equal to, so I know it's going to be a filled in dot, and less than says draw the line to the left. Graph the next one. X is greater than or equal to -2. So, sorry, not -2, regular 2, +2. So find 2 greater than or equal to. So I know it's a filled in dot, not an empty circle, and it's greater than, so it points to the right. This is an or. So my solution is everything. I don't need to draw an extra graph like I did over here. It's everything, so I leave it exactly as it is. All right, let's do C. I know I need to have numbers on my number line for 5 and 7. These are both positive, so that's easy enough. 5 and 7. Grab back my blue pen here. So start with 5. X is less than or equal to 5. So less than or equal to, so filled in dot. And because it's less than, we're going to the left. And X is less than 7, just less than. So empty circle, and less than, we're going to go to the left. All right, for my solution though, I just want where they overlap. So they don't overlap over here by my 7. They don't overlap until they get to the 5. So my solution is going to be a filled in dot less than 5. That's my solution because that's where they overlap. That's what they both have in common. That's where they intersect. All right. I think that's good for those. Let's go down here to these compound inequalities and let's look at our two types. All right. Number 1, we have type 1. This is an OR. Go back to my blue pen here. All right. For these, we're going to solve the inequality just exactly like we did in yesterday's lesson. And then we're going to graph it. Okay, so let's get to solving. So minus 3 here, minus 3 here gives me, I'm going to scoot it over, 2x is less than 11 minus 3, which is 8. Divide both sides by 2, so I get x is less than 4. Go back up here and do this one. 5x is greater than 10. Divide both sides by 5, so I get x is greater than 2. All right, let's draw our number line so we can graph it. And I want 4 and 2. Back to my blue pen. All right, x is less than 4. So open circle, less than 4. And then the next one I'm going to say x is greater than 2. Open circle, greater than. This is an OR inequality, which means I want everything, not just where they overlap, but everything. Now, this is a special one. Look at this. Do you see how I go from 4, well, not quite 4, all the way to the left to infinity? And then this one, it overlaps, and it goes from not quite 2, or just over 2, all the way to the right, infinity. So this means that this one is all real numbers. Is my solution. Everything, any number we want to plug in for x into this inequality, into this set of inequalities, will be true. It'll fall somewhere on this line. All right, type 2. These ones you're going to see, and you see how they're smushed together. I've got 2 operators here. I've got 2 less than signs. All right, when you see these are an and. All right, and there are 2 different strategies for this. You can leave it together, in which case you got to remember that what you do to the inside, you do to the outsides. Or, and this is my personal suggestion so you don't get yourself confused, split it apart. So let's rewrite it as 2 separate inequalities. So 4 is less than 3x plus 7. And then 3x plus 7 is less than 16. And I always write my and in the middle so I remember it's an and. I find that this way helps me keep from getting confused and I don't forget to do something to one side or the other. All right, so let's solve. I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. That gives me negative 3 is less than 3x. Divide both sides by 3. So negative 1 is less than x. Remember what I said earlier, we want to keep our variable on the left so it's easier to graph. So let's flip the entire thing over. Remember the alligator? He's got his mouth open towards the x, so we want to keep it open towards the x when we flip it. So x then is greater than negative 1. Let's solve our other one. So subtract 7 from both sides. So 3x is less than 9. Divide both sides by 3. So x is less than 3. I'm going to extend my page here so I've got a little more space to work. And let's draw our number line. I know I'm going to need a place for 3. That's a 3. I need a place for -1. Let's grab my pen back and let's graph these. So x is greater than -1. So open circle because it's just greater than, not equal to, and it's greater than, so we're going to the right. X is less than 3. So once again, less than 3. All right, and our solution is just where they overlap. Right, so let's grab my purple pen and let's draw that. Because remember, this is an and, so just the overlap. And that is our solution. All right, that's it for today. Good luck with your homework, and as always, if you have any questions, be sure to send me an email. Have a great day, guys.